Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this session on the integration between Practice Perfect and FOTO, prepared for the Canadian Physiotherapy Association for your meeting. I believe you guys are out in Quebec City. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through a couple different aspects here. I'm going to take you through how a client actually sets up FOTO to work with Practice Perfect. Then we're going to take you through how to set up Practice Perfect to work with FOTO, and then we're going to show you how to actually bring a patient from Practice Perfect into FOTO. So we're going to start with the FOTO end of things, and this is in the handout that I had sent out to you prior. I'm happy to send other copies of this as well. So the first thing we have to do initially with FOTO is we have to go into the FOTO website the very, very first time to this website here, this https //cpa.photoinc.com. Every FOTO user would have been given a login from FOTO with a password. So everybody would have been presented with that from FOTO. This is again the very, very first time that that you have to use FOTO. And you're going to see a menu that's going to come up here. Basically what we want is off here on the navigation bar. Here's where we're doing all the work. We have to set up the integration with Practice Perfect. So we're going to come down here, you can see we have the little kind of that little widget, so integration. And what you're going to see is a list here of all the potential software packages that work with FOTO. And here we are right down here. So I'm going to pick Practice Perfect. And we're going to hit this little button here that says create the API key. What this does is it creates a special code that's used to link this particular clinic, my clinic, with FOTO. So we're going to say create the API key, and it's going to give the clinic a number. And this number we need this to put into Practice Perfect. I'm just going to copy this number onto my clipboard. Again, this is a one-time shot. Okay. Now the other thing we have to do as part of the setup to make this thing as automatic as possible is we have to go over here into the API incoming patient auto linking. This is where we set it up so that whenever a patient is sent from Practice Perfect to FOTO, that it's actually registered in FOTO. So I'm going to click on here. And again, these are in the instructions that I had sent, and all we're going to do is click all three options. We want the auto linking, we want patients to be sent in automatically, and we want updates to be handled automatically, and we're going to save. Okay, that's it. FOTO is done. That's all we need to do now with FOTO. There's nothing else we need to set up with FOTO. Then we come into Practice Perfect. Very, very first time only again, once they've been set up with FOTO. And we're going to come up here into Settings. We're going to drop down here into Other Settings. This is where we're setting up Practice Perfect to work with FOTO. Now, do you remember that key we got, that multi-key? I'll just get rid of the ones that are in here right now. That big key that we got, that has to go in to all of the locations that may be running on Practice Perfect. Remember, Practice Perfect users may have one location, may have multiple locations. Maybe they have a separate setup with FOTO for each location. Doubtful. So probably it's going to be the same key for all three locations. That concludes the setup of Practice Perfect working with FOTO. That's what has to be done. It's a one-time shot on both the FOTO end and on the Practice Perfect end. Now, the next thing is, how do we actually take patients that we've entered into Practice Perfect and send them to FOTO? Well, this is not automatic. The clinics can decide which patients get sent to FOTO and which do not. And we do that using, and you have to know a bit about Practice Perfect here, obviously, but we do that using this little icon up here, this little photo icon. You're going to see that little photo icon appear on many different screens. So they can do this, the clinics can do this from many different places. But let's say, for example, that we have a brand new patient. Let's take somebody brand new here. I'm going to put a brand new patient into Practice Perfect. We're going to say that we have a new patient here, and we're going to put in just any old patient name. This is a new patient coming in to see us. She's female, whatever the birth date happens to be. Maybe we know bits and pieces about this patient. We don't need lots of information about the particular patient, who the therapist is. We do need email in order for FOTO to do its job. We do need an email address. So We're just going to put in a dummy email address here. So the patient is now in Practice Perfect. I'm going to book Katie for her appointment. Now, the underline here means that this patient's brand new. They've never been here before into the clinic. And that's going to probably be the trigger for the clinic to be able to send the patient to FOTO. So all we have to do at any point in time, now, later, whenever they deem it necessary to send the patient to FOTO, and that's up to you guys, is we click on with the patient highlighted. We click on the little FOTO button. And what will happen is the patient has been registered to the FOTO website. Let's say we want to do the same thing for Dwayne. Highlight Dwayne. Patient's been registered to the FOTO website. Now, how do we know that a patient has been registered to FOTO? If I click on the patient, for example, Katie, you will see down here a little photo icon. That means the patient was registered to FOTO. Steve has not been, Anne has not been, Dwayne has been. Hence the little logo that you're going to see down in the right-hand corner. So basically, that's how we take a patient and send it to FOTO. One click. They decide which patients. Just to show you from the FOTO end of things, if we go back into FOTO and we look at patients, for example, I'll log in. You'll see that Katie is now there, and here's where FOTO takes over. This is where we kind of end it, and FOTO takes over, but Katie is in the FOTO list, and then you would do whatever you would normally do with a patient in FOTO. And I think that's about it. That's the integration. It's very straightforward. FOTO does have a more advanced integration that we're looking into doing. I don't know if it's relevant to the CPA or not. Um, there's a lot of interaction down in the US with Medicare and something called PQRS and functional limitation reporting we have to deal with them with FOTO. But again, we're happy to explore this further. We've received very little feedback, I think, so far. We know it's working well, but if you can, give us any direction or anything we can be doing better, anything to educate your members, anything to spread the word, we're happy to do so. I apologize I couldn't be there for your session. We have a couple trade shows happening down in the US this month that were planned about a year ago. So thank you for your time, and we will speak to you soon. Take care.